it, how to do it bigger. So, just got a question about tenant issues when you buy occupied properties. I've spoken a lot about the fact that I do buy occupied properties. Very often, it's the only reason why I get the property because I'm willing to take it with the tenant. And the obvious tenant issues are the tenant's not paying, or the tenant stops paying when you buy it. I've had that happen to me. So somebody said these tenants are amazing. They paid me every month on the first of the month for 15 years, and then I bought the property and just stopped paying. And I'm like, what happened? He told me you were such good tenants. They're like, well, we knew him, we liked him, we don't know you, so we're not paying you. That can happen. It's happened to me. More commonly, they're paying such a small amount of rent relative to what's market that you cannot get them to market rent. So what do I mean? I bought properties where people were paying literally 50% of what they should be paying, or even less. I bought properties where people were paying $1,000 for a 3 bedroom apartment where they should be paying over $3,000. It's almost impossible for you to show up one day and say, hey, if you want to stay, I'm going to triple your rent. It's not going to happen. What a better approach to it is, hey, I want to do major work to the house. I can't do it if you're here. Let's talk about when you're leaving, and you may have to pay them money to leave, but it's better to get them out, right? If you're losing a $2,000 a month because it's below market rent, even if you got to pay them 15 grand, you're gonna make it up in a year. So those are the general issues that happen. Also, sometimes you get there and the tenant goes, "Well, you bought the house. Well, let me tell you, the plumbing doesn't work, the kitchen doesn't work. All that stuff happens a lot. You find out things after. You have to make some repairs. You got to keep the tenants happy. But again, most of the time when I buy occupied properties, I end up getting the tenants out. Sometimes it takes so long that it's a problem, and sometimes it's very quick. It's much better to write a check and get them out quicker than let them drag it on. Although, having said that, a lot of those problems happen because of the moratorium from the pandemic, and now we're getting back to normal, closer to normal. So you can evict people most of the time 4 or 5, maybe 6 months in Nassau and Suffolk County. The boroughs are still taking a long time, over a year, and you have to figure that in your price when you buy occupied properties, right? How long am I going to have to hold this for? What's my worst case scenario? And these are things that just happen when you buy occupied properties. So those are the basic tenant issues. Tenants paying way below market rent, you have to get rid of them. Tenants not paying, you got to get rid of them. Most of the time, you got to get rid of them. In general, most people want to screen their own tenants. I know I want to screen my own tenants, but occasionally you buy a property and the guy's paying very close to market rent and they say they're good and they turn out to be good. Happens sometimes. But if you're a short term, most of my stuff are not buy and holds. Most of my properties are want to turn, and my way to maximize the property, the value of the property when I sell it is to get it vacant because you will always get more money for a vacant property than an occupied property. People are shocked. Sellers are shocked. Why wouldn't you want a property that's already making money? You don't want that because you want to screen your own tenants. That's just a basic fact. And if I even have a two family and one person's in there, very often the buyers don't want a tenant in there. You'd say, why not? They're getting rental income because they want to screen their own tenants. That is just a fact. So those are the basic issues that happen when you buy occupied properties. Sometimes they can take a very long time. I just got into contract and closing on selling something that took me over 2 years to deal with. It's a problem, and the interest is eating me up. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I'm going to make a little bit of money on it still, but this is how it goes when you buy occupied properties. So thank you very, very much for the question. Thank you very, very much for watching.